crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is a digital asset space. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Again, happy Friday. I'm excited for you, my friends. Why? Because you're playing a game that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. And you are winning, my friends. If you hold digital assets, you're winning. If you're participating, you're winning. If you're participating, you are especially winning, my friends. This is not 2017, 2018. To win here, we have to participate, not extract, not merely extract from the digital asset space, but add to it by participation, my friends, by participation. So listen, guys, the market is doing what the market does. Caitlin Long had something to share about this latest SAB from the freaking SEC. She had something to say. She didn't like it. She didn't like it. She felt as though it's very harming to the digital asset space. We're going to go over that as well. Juan Chain, again, doing its thing for XDC. That is great to hear. I think I'm going to share a couple of tweets from them. I did discover a way to earn more Luna, so I'm excited about that. I'm trying to decide between Prism Protocol and just, going to Osmosis, where I have been actively staking and participating in some liquidity pools over there. So excited about being able to earn some more Luna. Interesting stuff for sure. So again, guys, we'll go over the market because the market is doing what the market does. We'll share some stuff from Caitlin Long. Very interesting stuff. Joseph Lubin is in the news. Interesting stuff. So in any case, guys, let's get into it. This is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's do it. The total cryptocurrency market cap is 2.25 trillion. It's up 3% on a 24-hour, which is really cool. Bitcoin dominance is 39.2%. We know we need to get it in the mid to lower 30s for sure. Bitcoin currently is at $46,469. Ethereum is at $3,468, up 11.5% on a 7-day. How cool is that? XRP is at 82 cents. Terra Luna is up 14%. The Luna token, yes, let's go, baby. Let's go. $107.62. That is great to see. Avalanche up 13% at $99. That's also great to see on the 7-day. Up 13% at $100 essentially for Avalanche. That's great to see. Shiba Inu is at 26,000 Satoshi at 6.7% on the 7-day. Interesting to me that they got not only the amount of TVL and Shiba Swap. I'm just shocked by that. It's somewhere between 11 and 15 million, but they got a Shiba metaverse coming out. Interesting to see all the major exchanges. And the fact that they're going to come out with a metaverse, I find that to be very fascinating. Who else is double-figure greens to mention? I think Tron is, interesting to see that they're still relevant in this space. Haven't heard anything. Justin's Sun is gone. It's up 13% on the 7-day at 7 cents. And the word on the street is Granada is looking into Tron as becoming some type of legal tender. I find that to be very fascinating. VeChain up 41% on the 7-day. Waves up 70% on the 7-day at $12.08 respectively. Shout out to the new 1% over those ecosystems. Filecoin's up. The Theta Network's up 27% on the 7-day at $4.17. Phantom, let's go, baby. Up 18.8% on the 7-day. Let's go, Phantom. And Rune tokens up 47%. So Phantom is $1.56. Rune is $12.11. I will eventually get over to that. Man, look at Aave up 51% on the 7-day at $256. So yeah, I think I'm going to go Osmosis and earning more Luna. I think I'm going to go Osmosis. I think so. And provide liquidity and you get rewarded an Osmo token. And I think I'm going to turn the Osmo token into Luna. I think I'm going to go that route. Zilliqa up 300% on the 7-day at 19.7 cents currently. The Osmos token is $8.20. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm looking between the trading fees. I think I'm going to go over there and probably do that. We'll see. If you guys are familiar with Prism at all or Osmosis, let me know in the comments. That'd be awesome. Pancake, the cake token is up 32.9% at $9.48. So that's great to see. A lot of double figure greens in the market, guys. Again, the market is doing what the market does. Shout out to the new 1% for sure. Shout out. The Convex token is at $30, up 30% on the 7-day. That is great to see, but we need to see Curve back in the top 100. It's kind of interesting that it is not in the top 100 for the CRV token. Very, very interesting to see. Because there it is, guys. The market, again, is doing what the freaking market does. What's Caitlin Long? Caitlin Long has something to say about, in addition to Hester Peirce response to the new SAB121 that came out of the SEC. If you haven't read this thing from Hester Peirce, check out my video earlier today. She lit into that particular bulletin and to the commissioner with some very, very powerful words. Caitlin Long had some other thoughts about it that were not great either. There's Caitlin Long here, says, still thinking, is she at, where is she? Is she at Binance US? I think so. Still thinking, what does it say here? Oh, founder / CEO at Custodian Bank. Okay, she's at Custodian Bank now. Okay. Still thinking about the SEC staff accounting bulletin, SAB, in reference to custody. She says it's an enormous change that disadvantages custody of crypto versus custody of securities, commodities, art, etc., for which many of the same issues exist. Hester Peirce, can the SEC simply overrule FASB by fiat, she asked. We'll see if Hester Peirce responds. So she goes on to say here, here's my thread from yesterday with initial reaction. Number one, the SEC's new staff accounting bulletin on crypto custody brazenly violates same activity, same regulation principle. There are similarly huge counterparty risk in securities custody, but the SEC doesn't require extra disclosure of those or on balance sheet accounting treatment. 2, can you imagine if security custody banks like State Street, BONY, etc., had to account for securities custody on balance sheet plus hold 5% tier 1 capital against those huge liabilities? They'd be staggeringly undercapitalized. Yes, that's what the SEC now requires of crypto custodians. It's a shocking double standard, especially when the SEC knows that securities custody entails many of the very same risk. For example, there are huge differences in the treatment of assets under custody and receivership that depend on whether your custodian is a bank versus a trust company. So for example, if you use a bank as a securities custodian, you usually have far better treatment in receivership than if you use a trust company as a custodian, because trust companies are subject to the bankruptcy code, where a bankruptcy judge can break asset segregation. So those differences are huge. And yet the SEC under chair #Gary Gensler is not your friend, those are my words, has never cared about requiring extra disclosure of such differences before. Why now? As Hester Peirce actually asked as well. And why only targeted at crypto, not securities or commodities? Why targeted only at crypto? Huge points that she makes here. And for me, it's obvious. because Gary Gensler was not publicly elected. He was privately selected, and it wasn't by the current POTUS. Someone had to usher him into the front of the room. Someone had to usher Gary Gensler to the front of the room and say, this is our guy. It wasn't the POTUS. Now, Gary may have been ushered in with them on 3 or 4 or 5 others, and they may have each have tried to do their thing to get their particular person in front of the POTUS. But ultimately, Gary Gensler was not publicly elected. He was privately selected by his boys at Goldman's and JP Morgan's and the likes to try to slow down the digital asset space so that they could catch up, because we were here first. You and I, the average Joe and average Jane, the average retail investor, we were here first, and they know it, and they're trying to slow us down. That, in my humble opinion, is what the Ripple versus SEC or the SEC versus Ripple case is all about, slowing it down so that they can catch up. That is it. So here, guys, this is some great news. I got to tell you, new cross-chain bridges on the way, cross-chain bridges on the way. This is from WanChain. You guys know I talk about WanChain. XDC on Polygon. So all you XDC people out there in the community, now I know Crypto Eddie is one, right? I don't know if Solomon and my guy Solomon or my dude Darren Moore are in the XDC camp, but I know a lot of us in the XRP community are on the XDC, in the XDC camp as well. I don't own any XDC, by the way, full disclosure. But I do own WanChain. I'm a big fan of what they do and their bridges. It's so smooth, it's so amazing. And I used the bridge a couple of days ago. I did not have to pay the 30 WAN. Now, I was coming off of WanChain and going onto the XRP ledger. So maybe that's why. Maybe coming onto the chain, you got to spend the 31. But in any case, so smooth, so quick, so fast. Absolutely love what's going on WanChain. You can be a liquidity provider on WanLend. You can swap on there, and you can use the bridge from a bunch of chains to get onto WanChain, and from off of WanChain onto a bunch of bridges. And it says here the XCC is going to be on Polygon, it's going to be on the Binance chain, it's going to be on Avalanche, and it's going to be on WanChain. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Good job. Good job, guys. WanChain, I'm telling you, continue to do their thing for sure. So I don't know. Got to see what's going on with XDC, what kind of rate we can get there in the WanLend, and see how freaking goes it. So congratulations for XDC and Zenfin, right? That is big time news. So yeah, I am about to, here's Stuart Alderoty's, and again, tweet in reference to Hester Peirce's tweet and her comments on this newest SAB121. Stuart Alderoty took this from, this is Hester Peirce. He's quoting Hester Peirce in his tweet. Here it is, guys. I mean, it's to me, again, an attorney speaking to this is just massive. And he's just Stuart Alderoty is just a really, really smart guy. It says here, he's quoting Hester Peirce. The commission has refused, despite many pleas over many years, to provide regulatory guidance about how our rules apply to crypto assets. Let me say that again. This is Hester Peirce, a commissioner at the SEC. She is saying the commission has refused, despite many pleas over many years, to provide regulatory guidance about how our rules apply to crypto assets. So some of the responsibility for the lack of legal and regulatory clarity lies at our doorstep. Massive, massive, massive. The commission has refused to provide regulatory guidance about how our rules apply to crypto assets. This is coming from an SEC commissioner. Huge, huge, huge huge in a lot of freaking ways. It really, really is. XRP Crypto Wolf said, SEC just gave Ripple the fair notice defense win. So yeah, very, very, very interesting to hear that come from Esther Purse. She's speaking the truth, speaking her mind, speaking the truth, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely freaking love that. It's big, guys. I'm telling you, it is big coming from the commissioner. And here it is here. Here's her response. Response to staff accounting bulletin number 121. And here is what she said here. The commission has refused, despite many pleas over many years, to provide regulatory guidance about how our rules apply to crypto assets. So some of the responsibility for the lack of legal and regulatory clarity lies at our doorsteps. That's coming from the commission. What do you think? What do you think the judges, Honorable Judge Netburn, Honorable Judge Torres, when they hear and read such a thing? If a commissioner in the very own SEC is stating that we refuse to provide clarity, she's stating that we refuse to provide clarity. Ripple's argument is that there was no clarity in the market. No clarity for years, despite many pleas. And that 4 years is a massive, powerful statement. So, I'm excited about that. And I'm sure that Stuart Alderoty and the team at Ripple will use that very, very thing. They'll use that as well as so many other things. They've been doing an amazing job. And again, I've always said from the beginning that a settlement is going to be the way, because Gary Gensler is not your friend, will not do anything to jeopardize his ability to try to rule over the space, even though I think that leash has been shortened by the current POTUS and the current executive order as well. So there it is, guys. Look, I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I are already winning. Have a great rest of the day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.